Walk out a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe. If you're so low that all you're moving is your arms, not your torso, not being able to turn sideways. Sideways. In fact, let's do this. Sideways, hold. Okay. Sideways, hold. Hold, other side. Turn. Hold, reach, hold, turn. Back hand back, forward hand forward, reach. And then walk yourself back up. Okay, knees up and down. 1, gently. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, a little bit more fluid, just a bit higher, but again, I don't want your heartbeat too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go out to the side now. 1, gently. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to the other side again, gently, but just a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, circles. Other direction. Okay, back leg swings. So make sure there's something behind you that you're going to hit. Pull the left leg or the right leg locked. Shift it out a little bit. And go ahead and allow yourself to bend a little bit, but get the stretch in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift that to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shift to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, shake it out a little bit. So let's go with our warm up. We'll start with the hands. Right bow stance. Temple punches, we'll just go through a bunch of them. So slow and fluid. So go back to the right bow stance. So normally, again, in the other classes, we go into combat mode. We start to tighten up, which is good training. But for today, center yourself. So loosen up. You should be able to just shift to the other bow stance. And then be able to move. Shift. That's the distance I want you today. Not here unless you're really needing that type of workout. Right here. Okay, hand out to the temple punch. And you're going to go slide it up to the body, cross. Slide it up, cross. Make sure the thumb is in and the pinky's in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to take the hand that we're punching with, and instead of coming across, we're going to go out to the 45, but don't pop it because this is not without a target hitting something. That's not so great for your shoulder, so hold in a little bit. So if my distance is here for the original punch, when I go to the 45, the hand just moves. I don't move it this way, just the hand. So my distance is exactly the same. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's it. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do 10 to the count, so I don't have to keep here counting, but I don't want it to go, woo, okay? Just like we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now shake the hands out. Don't remove your stance. Swing. Unless your legs are starting to tense up and you can't think of anything else. I tried to put you in a stance that you could stay in comfortably for at least 5 minutes. Crossing. But of course, if it's becoming uncomfortable, that takes away from what I'm trying to do today. So you can shift, change stances. It's not the stance work we're doing. Okay? Back. Now we're going to come up. It's going to slide up the body. And then if it pulls straight across, that's version 1. The reverse temple punch, the Shaolin version. This is a back fist. It's a good punch, by the way. It comes across, and it should. This one's going to, think with the first knuckle, it's going to come right up to your temple. If you're looking at yourself on the tape right here, comes straight up, hits that side of your temple, and then the finishing point is on the other side. And it's a half moon shape. See, there's really not even a twist in there. It just comes right up. And that's the reverse temple punch. Okay, usually I train them both because they're both really good, but it's not a power punch, but that's the Shaolin temple punch. Reverse, just comes in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do 10 to the count, so keep present. Watch yourself. One side of the temple to the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake your arms out. Stay in the stance. So I like repetition of movement to train the body, the muscles, and the movement. But when you're doing this 10 in a row, you never do it 10 in a row in combat. Now I'm switching just to give you a tidbit of combative training. And when you're doing this, you're getting the whole flow, but you're definitely not getting the tension at the end of each technique. That's why relax. That's not what we're doing today, but I want you higher belts. You know, doing a billion of these is only a warm-up. Okay, so 1 tense, relax. 1 tense, relax. 1 tense. You don't do that when I'm counting fast and when you do repetitive motion. If you understand that, you can get a benefit. Okay, slower, but you'll get it. So now we're going to go to reverse temple punches. So this one just comes out like the second temple punch we did. So not here, but out that way. Once it's past the target, it hooks in. So it comes out and around. And there's not a whole lot of power on this side. You can generate lots of power, but in the beginning, there's not a whole lot. It's just to get past. It's a hooking motion. So your strike is actually on the way back. Okay, here we go. 1, reach out and hook. 2, reach out and hook. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 to the count now. Adjust your stance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Circle the arms, keep your stance there. Again, you shouldn't be so deep that you can't do the stance, but shake your leg out if you have to. Arms backwards. Okay, so I want you to take your whatever hand you want, put it out like a vertical punch. Now I want you to twist it so it's an upward punch, reverse vertical. And I want you to throw your hand out there a bit and lift. Okay, so this is an awkward punch because the twist, it's not technically, you got to get some momentum here and you got to get a feel for this, but it's, if you look at a normal thrust punch, it turns a little sooner and then it just redirects. Okay, sometimes it ends up looking like this when you're really fast. And I think that's technically incorrect because it snaps but the power is there, so it doesn't really matter. But today we're being technical, so when you go a little bit faster, if your elbow wings out, accept it and just get better at it. But today, half a vertical, elbow has not left the body, I'm in a vertical position right here, right? And now, so it's in line with my solar plex, my chin is right here, I'm taking my hammer fist, and I'm just driving it straight up under the chin. And that's how I'm going to train it. I'm not going to go that way because did I turn to the side? I don't know. I'm coming vertical fist up my center line. Vertical fist up my center line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your fist is important. It does not stop at the vertical. 6. This is one motion. 7. Just change your direction. 8. From out to up with the turn. 9. You're going with that twist. 10. 1, stretch it out. 2, right under the chin. 3, 4, 5. It can be awkward in the beginning. 6 might be your favorite punch in the end. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do 10 to the count. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there's a little bit of, when you're doing this punch, a little bit more of a feeling if you kind of can feel that at the end. Kind of see how it kind of flicks. So you don't put any more power on it than that. Just kind of snap it right under the chin. Okay, so shake it out a little bit. We're going to leave this stance now. Okay, to leave it, we're going to shift back, pull back to the cat, sink on that back leg a little bit. Keep your hands here. Then we're going to go to the horse. And we're going to go down, out, up. So you can breathe in here. Breathe out as you push. And breathe in again if you want here. And then reset. Okay, so breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And keep a good straight posture. So we're not really leaning at all if we can help it. So breathe in. So I'm getting into this set position. Breathe out. I'm trying to expand my chest. Breathe in. Set. Breathe out. Breathe in. Your legs should start to feel this really quick. Breathe out. Stretch it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so to the count. One motion to the count. So not breath, but whole motion. Okay, breathe in. And push. Pushing them out. Now breathe in. Now here's the thing. When you breathe in, you're going to want to go up. No, you don't. Go up on the way out. Okay, breathe in. Breathe out. Stance, out breath, shake the legs out a little bit, doing it right, it should already be working. When you go up, we all have a tendency to lean, so like you're being pulled from the ceiling up. Okay, so let's try a couple more, really focus on keeping an upright spine. In breath, out breath, 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 in breath, out breath. Now you're going to do one more set, shake it out. So this time it can become a workout. Really get low if you can. In breath, One more. Okay, shake it out a little bit. So we're not quite done with that. So you're gonna loosen up. We're gonna get down to that lowest part where you should have felt it the most in the lower back and the legs. We're gonna hold it and we're gonna push the mountain forward. Okay, so sideways. When you push it forward, I want you to keep your sternum upright, your hips locked in place. So I don't want you curving your spine on the push. I want your hands just moving. Only your arms, shoulders stay back and down. You won't get full extension in the beginning. So here we go. So this becomes a little bit more of a workout. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Find that discomfort. Now we're just going forward. Breathe out. Now breathe in and straighten up. Keep the back straight. And now we're going to move in by move out of the stance by pulling the left leg to the cat. Okay, then forward to the other bow. Now if you happen to be in the same bow we started class with, switch to the other bow, please. Okay, now let's do we don't have to do so many on this. Let's do the second temple punch we did. Which, remember what I said, this is where the first one is. You don't extend out, you just move the angle. The punch just moves. It doesn't keep going unless you have a target there or your shoulders go in the wrong direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse, and remember there's no twist. It's a half a moon. When we apply it, and when we're doing a single version, twist the body and get the distance. Because it's more of a long arm punch. This is more of a short arm. This doesn't work so well because you're binding here. Release the other shoulder, you get more distance. When we're doing repetitive motions, it doesn't work so well on this side, and I don't want to see this. So we're keeping square. So up to the temple, 2, up to the temple, 3, yep, 4, there you go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the hook punch, so you go out to the first temple punch and hook it back. 1 or the second temple punch, meaning the 45-degree out, not here, you hit yourself. Back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now check it out a little bit. We're going to go into another breathing exercise. Praying crane. So breathe up, breathe down. Let's do a couple of the set positions. You breathe down. I want you to pull your shoulders back and down. Breathe up, breathe down. Center yourself. This time you're going to breathe up. And you're going to rock back, and then you're going to come back, and you're going to go down. Don't worry, we'll add the rest of it in a second. This is stage 1. Breathe in. Once you get a little bit of shoulders, you shift and lift and expand and lift your sternum up, and then you just come back down with your sternum lifted, and then let the hands fall. Okay, so breathe in, don't move your legs. Hands up, temple level, shift. Hands continue to go up and back. Now the sternum goes out, that leg is locked, so you can dive down. So back bend there, and don't dive down yet. Train the body to do one thing at a time. Okay, in breath. Out breath. In breath. get the stretch out of this too. So you just did a couple, and you know what the breath is supposed to feel like. So instead of coming down for the out breath here, we're going to go down to here, but I don't want the extra strain on you to constrict your breathing. So the breathing has to fill in, out, just like that. That's open. This is done on purpose. See, I'm not caving in my lungs. So I want that freedom here when I do the bend. You can draw your foot back when you go down. So breathe in. Stretch. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out and down. In. Out. In. Out. In. This time we're going to hold it down there to a not so comfortable position. Out. Hold. Breathe normally. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and relax. Now it's a stretch. Not a breathing exercise, a stretch. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Don't try to get anything out of it. Just hold it there. Now release up. Now you're in the stance. 3 breaths. 2. On 1, we're going to shift our legs. 1. Now we're in the opposite stance. So let's just get centered here. We won't need to do too many of these. Up. Down. Okay, so here we go. We go up. And then just down with the hands. We only need to do 3 of these. In. Body already knows what we're doing because of the other side. Out. Okay, on this one we start the actual stretching and the breathing. In. And stretch it out. And now down. In. And out. In. And out. In. And out. In. This time we're going to hold it down there. And again, you're forcing it. And out. Just find that position and do nothing. But hold. Regular breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth, most of the weight shifted to the back leg. Heels being pushed into the ground, but not too forcefully. Just hold it there. Wherever you're the most tense, that's the part you need to be relaxing as you breathe out. Without doing it physically though. Don't move around to get it relaxed. Do it by just holding it there. Okay. Up. Down. Up. Down. Now we're going to move to the next stance, which is the cat stance. So you're going to, I want you to be in a left front cat. So I don't know what bow stance you're in right now. I'm in a right bow. So I'm going to shift back to a left bow. If you're in a left bow, stay right where you are. Now I'm in a left bow. I'm going to withdraw to the cat. I'm going to sink into it a little bit. So we're going to do Call Me in the Ocean. You know what would be really distracting but maybe useful is if these videos had lines, a grid line, where you could see if you were, right? I could put it on my backdrop, but I don't know. Anyways, you see how the mind gets unfocused? Okay, so that's what I don't want you to do, is to get unfocused. That was a demonstration of what not to do. You're welcome. Okay, so hips, shoulders. A proper cat stance, of course, is down. If you can't get into a proper cat stance, and you know you have the strength, it took me a long time to figure out how they did this. Nobody told me. But since you're only putting a little bit of weight on this foot, the body shifts everything. So if you take that foot that's only the ball of the foot, if you push it into the ground and then push this knee out, you're going to go right into a lower, better cat stance. Then you relax and you'll even go a little lower. So there's a trick to do that. It burns this leg out really fast, but it's more, this is not a cat stance. This transition, we don't make a big deal about the cat stance because I really don't want you in it very long, but that's something you guys should consider because mastery is in the details. Okay, so find the cat stance. You look at yourself if you can see yourself on screen. If you can't, it doesn't matter. But shoulders, get that plus line going. Stomach, nose, shoulder, shoulder. Hands in the calm of the ocean position. You're going to breathe in without movement, and then you're going to breathe out to the shoulder. Cross the temples, other shoulder. Then you're going to breathe in. You're going to breathe out. And breathe in. And here we go, to the count. And this is not a fast exercise. If your stance is getting cruddy, on the movement. Just shift your stance to the other one, but keep yourself square. If I had only the video from the waist up, I should not see your body move as you're shifting stances. Okay, so here we go. Breathe in and breathe out. Now go ahead and just shift your stance. Now hold at the shoulder position. We're going to be doing complete circles, and depending on your breath control, it can be in-breath, halfway. You can make it look like a clock. Okay, so your speed, you might go down, 4 clicks, then around the rest of them. Okay, so, or you might go in-breath, halfway, out-breath, or you might go in-breath, and then out-breath. In-breath, and then out-breath, or you might do the opposite, depends on what you're working on. Okay, so I'm going to go in-breath, and I'm going to do the whole movement on the out breath so my timing stays the same with body movement. So I'm trying to sequence my breath and my hand movement. So if I interrupt that, it's kind of messing my training up today. So here we go. So you can do whichever of the 3 I just said that you're working on as a higher belt. So breathe in. Breathe in. No breath right here. Breathe in. Breathe in. That's the idea. The breathing helps your body get fluid. Not fluid like a water drink, but fluid motion. I must be thirsty. That came from nowhere. We know breathing out all the time on outward motions and stuff can actually create some problems, but it does make you a little bit more fluid on circular motions anyways. So if you're good at this, you can use your hands to time your breath. So we've trained our breath to go with our hands. Or maybe you've trained your hands to go with your breath. I don't know. So now I'm starting to get a little bit faster breath because of the stance. I'm starting to work out a little bit, right? So I can't go. So if I go faster, my breath has to follow what I do. It's how I'm gaining self-control, and it's part of how you develop a mastery in the art, is you discipline and control your body. And it's easiest done through the breath because it listens to you. It will do it. So if I want to do this, well, I can decide whether I want to do that or not. So I'm going to go, that's the breath I want to do right now. This is what I'm going to do. I'm slowing my hands down, so my breath automatically slows down because I've trained it to do that. So that's the whole theory of the Magic 6 is to get the body and the breath to do what it can so that you can control your body easy. Okay? Your breath, not so. Think about it. Okay? If I say move your hands up to your shoulder, go. You can always control that. But think about your breath when you're nervous or when you're scared or when you're mad. You don't even know. Okay? So this is another way to get it going. So shake it out a little bit. And we're going to do 5 or 10 of these. And I want you to adjust your hand speed, not for combat, but for breath control. And a good way to think about it is go slower than you want to go, unless you have to gas. If you still have air right here, this is important. If you have air, but you have air in your body, but you need to take an in-breath because you have no oxygen, that breathing exercise is done. You're not getting the benefit. In fact, you're getting the opposite because you have poison in you, okay? You gotta let that out. Okay, so use your best judgment on this breathing so that we get something out of it. We get younger, not older. Here we go, breathe in. Control your breath by your movement. Now I can go easier. I just loosen the hands up. And the breath automatically loosens up. Or I can tense it up now. I put my left hand into my right, squeeze. And now it becomes a hard breathing. A soft breathing. A hard breathing. When you do the hard breathing, root into the ground with the supporting leg because you're going to pull and you're going to do something, right? Okay, shake it out for a second. So don't mistake, I know you guys are higher belts, I don't need to tell you this, but don't mistake a breathing exercise with the combat motion. You're not going to be breathing in and moving and breathing out. Doesn't work that way. So if we're training the combat part, it would be a short breath in and then 3 or 4 strikes and then a breath out when we do an after breath. So we'll get to that in another class because I'm into my breathing right now. So we're going to go non-combative. This is training only. We're going to do that breathing exercise. No air left. We're going to extend the kick. Okay, so not a hard kick, a stretch. Okay, so that's with no air. It's not the best way to kick, but you'll feel it differently. So here we go. If your legs are getting tired, you can switch stances. It doesn't really matter for this one. Okay, so we're going to go center, breathe in. A little tension, breathe out. No breath at the top. Breathe in. Shift to the other leg. One more. Shift to the other cat. Okay, and we're just going to keep the hands where they are, and don't worry about your breath. Just do 10 easy front kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, shift. We'll do 10 more on the other side. Watch your upper body. Is that block moving all the way around the place? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, what leg moved better? Right or left? One of them probably did a lot better, not because you have injuries or not, but because we tired out one leg more than the other. Okay, shake it out. You should have noticed that. Okay, stretch it down. Okay, we're going to go through the tempo motions. It's always a good set. If you want to put breathing on each motion, you can. All you got to do is breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and regulate your breathing. You'll be getting control of it. So the beginning training in the Shannon system, when we start breathing, is we're learning to control our breath. Not for all the other chi force and all the stuff that you read later on, because we have to learn how to use the instrument that's going to teach us and utilize all that later on. And most people don't have control of their breath. So when we're doing these breathing exercises, when you're in class, unfortunately, the group sequences their breathing. If you look around, and it just is, never can change this, but everybody's breathing at the same rate. It's almost hypnosis. But the fact is, every one of you guys breathe differently, right? Bigger lungs, smaller. So really, to get the best out of your training, unfortunately, you need to not breathe with the class. I've seen people that could go from here in a private lesson because they played musical instruments and stuff, horns and stuff, like, I swear, 5 minutes. That's how they should be doing it. They're not getting anything out of this. And we just do the best we can, but take it in consideration because the breathing is very important. So we'll do the tempo motions, and you can do all 18 of them with breath, or you can just let the breath go, but just feel the motions. I'm going to be focusing on my breath. Okay, bow. That means I go slower. Begin. We'll stick with number 1. Almost into the second set. One more time. Okay, shake it out, take a second to feel it. So each workout, each breathing class, I should say, with movements, my body does different things. Sometimes certain areas get really tense and tight, other times it gets loose. I'm really kind of right in the leg area, pumped, I can feel them, but they're also very loose, ready to go. This would be the feeling I have in my lower body would be where I'd want to be before a competition, before a sparring match, if I was going for the gold. It's not tired, well, as long as it was a 12-minute match, not a 12-rounder. But I'm just, and I like to keep note of that, and I used to as a student, I used to do that in my journal, because certain workouts will do that to you every time. We do so many diverse workouts, but what ends up happening is you go, wow, that was a great workout, I felt so good for 2 days. I've had this conversation probably hundreds of times, and I say, really? What did you do? Well, we did some Kung Fu, and that's it. So, besides your practice, writing stuff down, or even videotaping it, it's probably the next best thing for you. So right after this class, you might want to take 5 minutes, because this workout, this sequence of movements might not have done it for you. It might have done something, just might not have done it. It could have, then you got to ask yourself, what was happening? Well, I was really in need to pound the bag. That's probably an emotional problem, okay? But the breathing itself, the work and stuff, comes from getting totally in tune and then controlling it. So when I'm telling you to go out with the breath, and you're sequencing the breath, I'm actually going at my pace in class. That's just the way I am, because that's all I have. So I'm getting my benefit. But if your breath is extended out, you have to still get a benefit. So you have to, you'll have to either start before me or end. You have to do little cheats to get the most of it. If your breath is too short, and I'm already extending, you have no breath and you're cheating, you're not training anymore. Okay, so I know in class we'll do it anyways, but be aware of that. Okay, let's close off with Dragon 1. Okay, so shake it out, bow, Dragon 1. Just feel your body, feel your movements. If this is nice and smooth and going, you had a good training today. If it was a little herky-jerky, maybe not. Perfect. Okay, let's bow out. So everybody have big weekend plans?
No.
Same stuff?
Wait. We get to go get groceries on Sunday, Master Jones.
Well,
Just pick it up. No contact.
yes, well, I am making sure that I life has a schedule. So I'm making sure that my weekends are weekends like they're supposed to be. I know that we're stuck a little bit, but I'm forcing it. That's why I'm not doing the Saturday class. That's why I'm not. Saturday, the computer goes down, everything goes away, and I know because we're all quarantined, I'm pretty sure we've got a lot of that list done, huh? That honey-do list is getting, it's actually, it's kind of nice, right? All of us guys are sitting there saying, when do we get back? When can we get back to work? Here's the list. But it's, for me, it was really important that I kept a pretty rigid schedule. And when I say rigid, I just mean I'd get off of it. But I knew when I woke up this morning, I had a breathing class. I have another thing to do on video here in a few minutes. Then I'll do my lunch. I have something. Now I can switch those around, but there's no way. If you ever been on vacation and didn't plan it and you didn't do anything and you felt like you wasted the camping trip or something. I mean, it's good for you to do that, but you feel a little like, God, we didn't do, and then you go on a trip and it's really rigid and you go, this is horrible, but it turns out to be better. So the weekend, I know we're quarantined, but take time to be in the weekend. I know if you have to work, you have to work, but you should have been doing that all this week. Okay, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Pass, masters. Up.